Hell has now arrived for the baby boomers. You know, this generation of people, they were born 1946 through 1964, and they were born directly after the end of WW2. The United States, coming off that event, experienced a massive economic boom, which they were born into. The big focus was upon raising them, giving them everything, focusing everything on this generation. And they were given everything, they took everything, and they tore society down into pieces. They would then spend the next 70 years basically charging everything they wanted to future generations, basically saying, well, we want this, we want this, we want this. So future generations will just have to pay for it. They pillaged Social Security. Social Security was something that was created for them that would ensure that they would have money when they were old, but they were told by their parents, do not depend on Social Security, save for retirement, plan ahead. Many of them did not do that as well. And there were jobs literally created for this group of people just so they would have work to do. I've seen it in action. But regardless of all of this, they squandered it away. They were dishonest. The center of their lives was money, and consumerism. And we're seeing the results of that. Many of them now don't even have enough money to make it through retirement, let alone retire. And as a result, they're heading back to the workforce. The thing is that the workforce doesn't want a lot of these people in the workforce because they realize that they need younger people. They want millennials, they want young Gen Xers. Okay, they'll even take Gen Xers that are in their 50s, but they're not really looking for someone who's in their 60s or 70s. Because for one thing, their skill sets are more than likely to be more outdated. Now, of course, compared to Gen Zers, in some situations, they would rather hire a boomer than a zoomer, aka Gen Z. But regardless, it's a very harsh situation that the boomers are now finding themselves in. And I don't empathize for them because they basically said, suck it up, buttercup, to us. And they talked crap about us back in the 80s. So, well, and now it's coming back to haunt them. By the way, guys, if you guys enjoy these videos, make sure to hit the like button. And if you're new to the Angry Guy channel, make sure you subscribe down below. And of course, members for the channel do get new videos early. If you'd like to learn more about that, click the join button down below this video. The boomers had everything. They were given everything. And what did they do with it? They took it all. Sex, drugs, rock and roll. And then, staring down the barrel of middle age, they didn't like it. So now they want to make life harder for the young people. Just say no. Just do it. I'm quoting George Carlin. He warned us about the baby boomers. They picked all the meat from the bone in regards to this country, to the United States. They picked all the meat from the bone, right? They sucked the marrow dry, and now they're coming back for the bone. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Let's just go ahead and jump right into the video.
Cost of living is forcing some older Americans back into the workforce.
CBS correspondent Christiane Benavides shows us how one woman went from living out her golden years to going back into the office.
All right.
This is not what 74-year-old Jeanette Campbell pictured doing when she retired from teaching 12 years ago.
Did you think that you'd be back at work?
Not at all. I thought I would be taking care of my grandchildren, traveling the world.
Instead, she's here, checking emails, making calls, and putting together promotional material for United Home Care, a nonprofit where she has a part-time job. Campbell realized she needed to go back to work when she just couldn't make ends meet.
I couldn't afford to pay my mortgage. And so I didn't want to be left out in the street homeless.
Alina Palenzuela is Campbell's boss.
We shouldn't have to find another job after we retire. But unfortunately, that is what has happened.
A survey by AARP found more than half of Americans aged 50 and older worry they won't have enough money for retirement.
A crisis in confidence.
Dira Venkat is Senior Vice President of Research at AARP.
Among adults yet to retire, 1 in 5 have absolutely no retirement savings.
The survey also found 1 in 4 working adults 50 and older expect to never retire, and 70% feel prices are rising faster than their income.
Why this is happening is one, the lingering effects of inflation. The second aspect is housing. And a third that we are noticing is the rise in debt levels.
Campbell says being back at work has given her a new sense of purpose, but she doesn't see ever being able to fully retire. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
I'm not crying for them. I'm not crying for these people one bit. All right. They had it all and they squandered it all. They threw it all away. My mortgage, bro. And here's the interesting thing. Where's your husband? Where's your children? Like, ask yourself that very, very carefully. A lot of these women were married. They don't tell you the full story. They were married. They divorced their husbands. They basically thought they spent, they got the house, all of this stuff, right? Or they bought a house afterwards. And their husbands were paying them alimony for decades even. And then the check stopped coming one day. The child support stopped. Then the alimony stopped. And that was the end of that. And now they basically are crying because they cannot do anything. They cannot survive. This is in Florida. You have a lot of women who are saying that with the retirement of lifetime alimony, because they got rid of lifetime alimony in Florida, they're saying that it is a deletion. It is a Control-Alt-Deletion sentence for them, because basically they will not be able to live or survive as a result of losing lifetime alimony. The man must pay alimony for the rest of his life for them. Take care, guys. What kind of psychotic notion is this? You break up with someone. You're married to a woman. You and her divorce. You are responsible to pay her lifetime alimony, regardless if you lose your job or not. You're both old people now. Regardless if you lose your job or not, you have to pay her lifetime alimony. So you get divorced. She takes half your stuff. And you have to pay her alimony for the rest of your life. What kind of nonsense is this? And that just shows you how the state works in Western society, why it's so dangerous for any man to go and get married and have children in Western society right now. And again, if any man chooses to do that, that's his choice. And that is absolutely his choice. And I respect his right to choose. I think it's insane. And right now, only 10 out of, was it 10 out of every, no, I'm wrong. It's a crazy 1 out of every 1,000 men. 1 out of every 1,000 men are getting married. Some insane statistic like that. Like less than 1% of men are getting married right now. It's insane. It's insane. Less than 1% of men are getting married right now. So, and I know many of you said that's still one too many angry. Please stop. Please stop in the comments. Please stop. Please stop. All right. All right. I said it for you. You guys are that's like the thing about this community. Like I told you, when women and men see these things happening, where the simps see it happening, and women see it happening where men will just walk away from their wives and their families. They walk out on their wives and their kids. They're like shocked because they don't understand it's a natural default for a man just to walk away. Just to step out, like, yeah, just leave, like literally dip. Dude doesn't take any clothing, he doesn't pack a bag, he leaves everything there and he disappears. That's the reality of it. That's the 100% reality of it. As a man, it is the smartest move you can make is to not marry and to not have children and focus on survival. Because your best chance at survival as a man is to be single. And women did not estimate, they didn't factor this. You have a lot of these Gen X women who played stupid games and now they're going to win stupid prizes because they didn't get married, or they got married and they divorced their husbands. Now they have a series of health conditions, health issues. All of these baddies, guys, all of these baddies from the 90s, what do you think's going to happen to them? I remember I was in New York once years ago, and there was this chick, and she was talking and she was saying that she still likes to watch cartoons and stuff like this. This was like 20 years ago. like 20 years ago, maybe more than 20 years ago. It was more than 20 years ago. And she was like saying that, she still likes to watch cartoons. And she was like one of those little, little cuties, right? But you can see that she had gotten old now, and she was like pushing 40 or about 40. She was like right around there. And she was like saying that she still feels young like that. But she's old now, right? And this was over 20 years ago. So this woman has to be in her late 50s or early 60s now. Late 50s or early 60s now. That's my guesstimate. And it's just a reality. All of these Gen X women that were messing around, they messed around, and now they're finding out. Gen X women and young boomer women, they thought it was a game. And not even the young ones. Like, you can see, like, you have these women who are now like 65, 75 years old. There's a video I wish I could show you. It's from Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil is doing amazing work with his new show, Dr. Phil Primetime. This video is Dr. Phil, inflation ruined her retirement, working at 75. This video actually just came out. It came out about a month ago by the time of recording this video for you guys. And it's basically about a woman who's 75 years old and she can't retire. And it's just like the previous story that I just showed you guys. And all of these women, they messed around, and now they're finding out. They thought that they didn't need no man. And I'm telling you, I already can see the future. They're going to say that it's a complete disgrace. Baby boomers are the fastest growing homeless population. Okay? And all of these women that were like, oh, I don't need no man, they messed around, they're finding out. And they're going to say that it's a national disgrace for our seniors to be in the streets, to be homeless in the streets is a disgrace. We need money to provide for our seniors, and we need to open up housing for them. Guys, it's so many baby boomers. It's like half of all baby boomers right now. It's so many of them. As inflation continues to skyrocket, the value of their money continues to decline. It's hilarious. It's like, I'm not crying for them. As this, it's like something that younger generations have had to experience. They didn't care at all. They could care less. The fact that millennials did not have any of the things that they had. They could care less about Gen X. They don't really give a damn about us. I'm a Zennial, but I've just gone into my inner Gen X right now, and that's it. I could see a lot of millennials are pissed off with the boomers for what they've done, and the boomers take no accountability for any of it, just like the Zoomers who take no accountability for anything that they've done. The smartest move for most men is just walk away from Western society. I hear from MK Fitness saying that, the boomers are over in the Philippines, walking around just getting drunk with their fat bellies. It's a complete disgrace the way the boomers are living. They walk around feeling like they're on top of the world when when there were brokies in the US, and they're just walking around looking like winos. Guys, don't forget I have another channel called Men Walking Away, where I release daily videos. If you enjoy the content on this channel and you want more of this content, head over to the Men Walking Away channel, subscribe to that channel, check out the content, enjoy the content. Guys, what do you think? Hell has now arrived for the baby boomers. Let me know your thoughts on this. We'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, Men Walking Away, and share.